Hello, kindergarten parents. Welcome to week 3 of our Logos at Home kindergarten. We've still been praying for you guys. We really are hoping that this last week has brought a little bit of a simpler routine to your family. And I hope that you're kind of starting to fall into maybe just kind of a pattern in your family of how things go, that maybe you have a place in your home where you guys are able to do your schooling with your kids. I also want to encourage you at the end of the day to put it away. Clear a shelf so that you can actually put your schoolwork away and not look at it, not have to think about it. Maybe you want to prepare it for the next day, but I just want to encourage you. This is not a 24-hour job, or it shouldn't be. Don't let it be. So make sure that you're having fun with your kids and finishing up school early enough that you can play and enjoy this absolutely stunning weather that we have been having. I just want to keep reminding you too, first thing, not at the end of the video, but at the beginning, that you're in charge of your kids' education and that you get to make the decisions on these things, though we are giving you some pretty extensive guidelines and what we should be learning in kindergarten. Remember that this is just a different time, and it's okay if you make some decisions that could be shocking. I think that we're all going to have grace for one another and remember that this is just the fourth quarter in their kindergarten year. And I keep thinking about how when I was just starting to homeschool Elijah, who's my sophomore now, I felt the weight of the world on top of me as I chose the kindergarten curriculum and as I made him work until like 5 o'clock every day when he was 5 years old. And the poor child could barely hold the pencil at that point. All of a sudden, when he was 5.5, he could hold the pencil. So I just want to encourage you that as Elijah has gotten older, my other kids have gotten older, I can see where God has filled in the gaps where I failed or where just life circumstances prevented me from doing the things that I had in my mind that were the most important things at the time. I felt like starting in kindergarten, if I missed anything, that it would be detrimental for the rest of his years, and it wasn't that way. He's actually a pretty intelligent guy, and God has done great things in his life. So your kids are going to be the same way. If there are any gaps, kindergarten's important, but it's kindergarten. So there are a lot of years ahead of these kids to catch up, and this is going to be a short little blip on their timeline. We want to make sure that as your kids are looking back and remembering the little bits that they'll remember as 6-year-olds, that they're going to remember the fun parts of it, and how mom got to sit with them and do a little art project and go for walks and play outside, and not be focusing so much on the sit down work and crossing things off the list. That's important to me, and I hope that it's really important for you too. We'll quickly go over this packet. It's shorter again this time, and we're gonna hopefully every week we'll be streamlining even more. I want to remind you to pay attention to your email, the Google link that you're getting, that has all of the links for all of the elementary classes is on there. So you can go to my class, you can go to your other elementary kids classes. It's across the bottom of the screen. You can just click on the teachers, and then we'll have all of the videos linked on there. Easy access. I have playlists on there. I have like a whole school day playlist, but then if you also want to do just math or just Bible or just the phonics stuff, you can click on those playlists as well. Or if the kids want to go through all of their poems, that kind of thing, you can click on those. Yesterday I posted 2 videos about Easter. One that was me reading it's called The Easter Story, and it's just a really neat children's picture book about the Easter story, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And then I made a second video that is the resurrection eggs. Many of you have probably heard about those. It's just a little dozen eggs that it's got little special surprises inside that you can tell the Easter story. And it just kind of like there's a spear for when Jesus was pierced by the soldiers, things like that. So that's a fun video for the kids to watch. There's some somber things in it, some kind of hard to hear things, but really good for the kids, even in kindergarten, to be able to hear the real story about Jesus and his death and resurrection. Anyway, so please check all those videos. Mrs. Barry's also going to be posting some phonics lessons that I'll probably link on mine. We're kind of sharing back and forth with some of the videos. I'm doing the drawings. She's doing the bird information. So we're kind of sharing the responsibilities to kind of streamline things for us. Keep checking that. You never know when we're going to post something. Of course, I think that I'm going to be able to do certain videos, and then I have technological issues, or I just have, demands on my own family too. So I'm doing as many as I can. I want to do a ton of them because I actually kind of really have fun making videos, believe it or not. I know you're shocked. So, okay, next thing, this week we're going to study the cedar waxwing. He's so cute. I've never actually seen one in person. If you guys see one of these guys, take a picture, take a quick little video, send me a Marco Polo. I want to see them and I want to know where they are in Moscow. I know they're here. I don't know about quite yet because they come in the springtime. I don't know at what point they're going to get here, but I'm excited about that. I'm going to make a video today, as a matter of fact, of the drawing of the cedar waxwing. They will have, I think it's on Wednesday of next week, they will do a practice drawing, and then on Friday they'll do the actual drawing. So I may be able to go ahead and get up the video so that you could do my video with the practice drawing and the actual drawing in their bird books. And you can look up on your own online the cedar waxwing images, things like that, so that you can have the colors there right in front of you. Also, an app that I use is the Audubon app. And I know that there's a couple of other moms that are using it too. It's a great little app that you can put on your phone. You can look up any bird. It'll tell you where they live, a bunch of information about them, and then it'll have sometimes many different recordings of their bird calls. So that's been a really fun thing for my class. Every time we introduce a new bird, I have them, we go through the whole list of all the bird calls and they can hear them. Okay, also, this is a 4-day weekend. We don't have school Friday or Monday, and so our pickup and drop-offs are a little bit different for the packets. So Tuesday will be our day for the next week to be able to do the dropping off your kids' work. Keep in mind that if you get in a pickle, I am happy to drop off your packet to you. It's not a big deal. Just let me know. Okay. So your packet is super simple. It's only a 4-day week, so you've only got 4 stapled days here, easily laid out by the day of the week. Should be pretty simple for you. It's exactly the same setup as last week. Thankfully, we're not having to change it a whole bunch of times because we've kind of figured it out. So you basically are going to go straight through this. You will have to do some flipping because it says the phonics instructions. And so that's this page. And then it also will refer to math instructions. And they're basically the same every day. There's only a small amount of variation because of the time tests on Thursday and Friday. This phonics page is a little bit more straightforward. It's got some headings on it that are going to help you. Keep in mind that the little P that's on there means priority. The other things can be optional, but I want you to have permission as the parents to switch that up, depending on what's happening in your own family, what you're capable of, how your kids are doing, how your kids learn. You be the parent, you make some decisions here. If the P's for priority are too complicated for you, you cut those out and you make the optional things your priorities. You just do it however you want. Use this as a guide. What you should pay attention to for next week is that for phonics, the kids are learning that CK put together makes one sound, and it's k. And anytime you have 2 letters that come together to make one sound, it's called a digraph. And we code a digraph by putting a line under the 2 letters. So eventually we'll get to like SHCH, which we call the H brothers. So just if you get in a, these things are getting to be a little bit too complicated for you, just tell your kids CK says K. And so there are 3 sounds that say K, or not 3 sounds, but 3 letters, K and C and CK. Boom, you just taught them. Good job. Okay, that's about all for that. The phonics worksheet, the instructions are in there. We're going to reread My Pal Bo. We have a new book called Trucks, Trucks, Trucks. Has the CK in it. Just point out the CK. Let's see, what else? This, guys, is the spelling list for the week. We've had many people being confused as to which list is the spelling list. Our spelling page always looks like this. It's actually in your packets twice because there's one on Wednesday too, just so that you can have an extra one for copying, things like that. What they're going to do on this page is write, like, your word is A. These are pretty easy for these kids, but you're also learning the long vowel sounds of these. So the word is A. They write A. The word is I, write I. So they're going to write it on here. Other days, they're going to write it on the piece of paper, but for the first day, it'll be like this. Okay. Copy work is the same as it usually is. Math pages, we've very clearly written priority up at the top. But again, you use your own discretion and all of that. Okay, there's one little art project in here. It's just a cute little fox headband that they can do. It's on Thursday, and there's a piece of paper in there to use as the headband, so that you can just cut that and I think it's just stapled together or glue it however you want to do it. Here's your reference section. We are copying the reference section every week, even though it's all the same pages. We are changing the poem for this week. So this time, your poem is The Snail and the Mouse. There will also be a video of that. All right. Oh yeah, cedar waxwing information when you're supposed to be reading the cedar waxwing facts. That just means this. And it just means read it, go over it, talk about it, marvel at God's creation. They don't have to memorize this. It's just informational and for fun. What a beautiful little bird that is. Alrighty, folks, I'm really thankful for all of you. Keep sending me Marco Polos and videos and texts and all that kind of stuff. I really enjoy it. I respond as quickly as I can. I have a lot of stuff going on myself, and so I'm doing the best that I can to get to them as quickly as I can. If I don't, I will. All right? God bless you. Praying for all of you, and we can do this. Go Logos Knights.